When you live on a farm, you don't raise your kids by coddling them. You teach them to stand up for themselves. But when your boy gets sick and loses the use of his legs, what's your philosophy then? Well, I'll tell you when I first knew. When my boy said, "Dad, cut off these brakes. I want to go faster." Just never realized he meant faster than everyone else in the world.
At McDonald's, we share the belief that anything's possible when you have a dream.
Jeff Adams is dropping back. 100 meters to go now. And it's a victory for the man from Mexico, Saul Mendoza, who wheels his way to the 1500 wheelchair gold medal in a time of 3:06.75. Jeff Adams was up with the leaders for a good portion of the race. Jeff Adams struggled a little going down the back straight and didn't have enough drive left at the finish line to stay with those who were going past him.
I mean, I didn't come here to finish fifth, so I'm disappointed in that. But the redeeming fact is that I've been doing a lot of great stuff in the last 2 years. I'm working with the Toronto 2008 bid committee. We're doing great things with them. I was a part of the final, and as a legacy to this, I mean, I can bring this into kids everywhere across Canada, talk to them about the Olympic ideal, teach them about being surrounded by excellence, which is what we did today, and give them a taste of that excellence and make them want to chase it also. And if we can do that, we can make all the kids better and make them champions too.
And this is going to be a closely bunched field as they move up to the bell. These men have all competed against each other in previous competitions. And 30-year-old Jeff Adams from Brampton, Ontario certainly has some work to do as Mendoza leads the way coming up to the bell. And Michael with a time of 51.66. This is a very fast race, but now Jeff Adams has to try and find some racing room.
He does. He has to bring up himself from the rear. 51 seconds is a very good split for all of these athletes looking to come in sub 140. It's going to be a very tight race come to the last 100 meters.
Mendoza continuing to lead. Adams is attempting to go wide to the outside, but he has some ground to make up, but those powerful arms are pushing him past the other competitors. He is going to the outside. He is gaining ground on Mendoza. As they wheel down the straight, it is Adams on the outside going to the lead, and Jeff Adams is going to wheel his way to victory in this men's 800-meter wheelchair race. A personal record for Jeff Adams with a clocking of 1:38.22. What a tremendous effort over the final 100 meters for the gold medalist, Jeff Adams.
Jeff timed that race perfectly, had to swing out as far as lane 3 in the last 150 meters, but he had enough power left to come through for the gold medal.
The best thing about winning a medal at a games like this is that being at these games, you're surrounded by excellence. And to be able to bring that medal home and let kids in Canada touch it and talk to them about, reaching for their own dreams and chasing after them and give them a taste of that excellence. I mean, once they taste it, they can't help but want to chase it themselves, whether it's in school or in sports or just in life. So to be able to bring this excellence home is what is the best part about tonight.